The top 3 manifestation mistakes. This is number 3, and how to change them. So number 3 is actually about living in the lack and desperation of what it is you don't have. I'm guilty of this one. I'm totally guilty of this one. But what I mean by this is when we are feeling the emptiness, when we are feeling the lack of the thing that we are trying to manifest, what we are actually doing is we are creating a larger distance between where we are and the thing that we want, right? We have created a larger distance between where we are right now, the present moment, and the manifestation that we want. When we are feeling the lack of it, that distance gets even bigger and bigger. But when we are manifesting, what do we want to do? We want to bring that gap closer. We want to bring that manifestation closer to us. So how do we do that? How do we sink ourselves into not the lack of it, but the having of it? Knowing that we already have it. Kind of goes back to number 1. If you didn't watch number 1, watch number 1. But it also goes back to number 1, because in number 1, we have this trust that it's going to come through to us. So this one, right, in number 3, and being in the lack of it, it's about trusting it's going to come, but already knowing that we already have it, already knowing, not trusting, but knowing that we are going to have this manifestation come into fruition. We are going to close that gap. We are going to become a vibrational match for it. One example I can think of is, being in a relationship where the other person is extremely needy, right? When somebody is extremely needy in that relationship, it's gonna push the other person away, right? You don't want to be around that needy energy. So it's the same thing with our manifestations. When we want to call something into fruition and we step into that needy energy, our manifestations don't want anything to do with that needy energy, because we are naturally abundant. We're naturally abundant creatures. And so when we are able to do the scripting work, to visualize that we already have what it is we're trying to manifest, we are no longer in that lack. We are in the abundance of it, because we know that we already have it, right? So number 3 is about not stepping into lack, but the opposite, knowing that you already have it. Knowing that whatever you're trying to manifest already exists in your future timeline. If this is something you want to work on, Manifestation Portal, send me a private message and I'll help you set up.